Hey guys, what's going on? Back up here for another video here on youtube.com/Daniel Guys of 412. Great to be back up here as always, and I want to say thank you to all new and existing subscribers for the love and support that you've shown my videos here on this channel. Today, annual tradition here on the channel, as you all know, less than, hard to believe, 3.5 weeks away till SummerSlam 2019. Card is fast approaching. August 11th will be here before you know it, and you know here on this channel, this is how I do it here. It's card predictions time, guys, here on youtube.com/DanielGuys412. Now, I already know that we have matches announced for SummerSlam, but in this instance, I wanted to do something different. Since I'm a little bit late here getting my predictions up here on the channel, this is the card that I would like to see. Now, I know we already have Becky Lynch versus Natalya announced. We already have Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar. But I'm not taking those matches into account. You know, this is what the card that I was able to come up with. You know, these are the matches that, to me, would create the most intrigue and excitement heading into SummerSlam 2019. So without further ado, here's the matches that I want to see, or would have liked to have seen in some instances for SummerSlam this year. So here we go. So starting on the kickoff show, I have one match on that show. Drew Gulak defending his Cruiserweight Championship versus Chad Gable. And as you all know, I do not watch 205 Live on a regular basis. I've heard good things about it. And definitely when I get the chance, I really need to check out that show. Would love to see these two clash. You know, Chad Gable, somebody I've been a big proponent of for, you know, ever since I've seen him in NXT. Tremendous worker. You know, great background. You know, collegiate wrestler. You know, wrestled in the Olympics. I mean, he truly has all the tools and potential in the world. And I think on 205 Live, you know, he could really be somebody to, you know, stand out on that show. I know, like I said, doesn't get, you know, as much views as it probably should, but I feel like this would be the right match to do here at SummerSlam this year. A match that was teased this past Tuesday on Smackdown was Shinsuke Nakamura, and he teased a match with Mustafa Ali. Now, that would be an intriguing match to have for SummerSlam. I don't think we've ever seen these two clash before. I love Mustafa Ali. A big fan of his. You know, I feel he would be perfect at the Intercontinental, the United States Championship level. And if he's going to have a role on SummerSlam, I can't think of a better one than challenging for the IC title. I think him and Nakamura could go out there and have a pretty damn good showcase. You know, give him 10, 12 minutes. You know, that would be a solid opener for me here on the SummerSlam card. So if that is the direction they go in, I certainly would not complain about that at all. So Mustafa Ali versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I hope it goes down at SummerSlam. Another match that I hope takes place here on SummerSlam is Aleister Black versus Randy Orton. I think, you know, just with the different types of personalities, you know, Orton, the Viper, kind of that dark, at times can be a dark, edgy character when he wants to be, when he wants to tap into it, and when creative will allow him to be. Aleister Black, I love the match that him and Cesaro had at Extreme Rules. That was a really solid, well-wrestled match that Aleister really shined in. He, of course, beat Cesaro on SmackDown. So, in reality, we're probably going to be getting Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton, which I'm fine with as well. But on my card here, I was like, Aleister needs a bigger named opponent. I was like, well, who could they put him up against here on the main roster? I feel like Randy Orton, that's a feud. I just feel like they would complement each other so well. In terms of, like I said, Aleister Black, that dark, moody, mysterious character going up against somebody like the Viper. I think it just writes itself. And if given proper creative, could be an entertaining feud to say the least. For the Tag Team Championship scene, I have the Revival defending their titles in a triple threat, taking on the War Raiders, who they've been building up on Raw over the past couple of weeks since they finally reemerged, beating Jobber Team after Jobber Team and taking on the Usos. So I feel like you want to get all three teams in the mix here, especially considering, I'm assuming eventually the War Raiders would win the titles down the line. But who knows? You never know, especially with all this wild card rule stuff. It's really tough to keep up with. But I feel like a triple threat would be the best way to go for the Tag Team Championship scene at SummerSlam. For the SmackDown Tag Team titles here, on my card, I have the New Day defending their titles, Big E and Xavier Woods taking on Heavy Machinery. Last month we saw a triple threat with the New Day or should I say this month? Well, by the time you're watching this video, it would be last month. So at Extreme Rules, we had Big E and Xavier taking on Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan and Heavy Machinery. Now moving on to SummerSlam, I feel like Heavy Machinery, they looked real good at the Stomping Ground match. They look good in the Extreme Rules match. They're actually, doing a whole hell of a lot better than I thought they would have been doing since getting called up to the main roster here. So I feel like you narrow it to the New Day, Heavy Machinery. I think these two could have a very fast-paced and also hard-hitting match with the way that Otis and Tucker, are able to, match up against Xavier Woods and Big E. And a Big E, Otis, kind of showdown in the middle of this match, that would certainly be fun to watch. It certainly would. Moving up the card here, I have for the United States Championship, AJ Styles, who won that title at Extreme Rules, defending it in a ladder match against Ricochet. I've been enjoying, the stuff with AJ and Ricochet ever since AJ turned heel on Ricochet a couple of weeks ago on Raw. Now, of course, AJ beat Ricochet for the title, which certainly surprised me at SummerSlam. I did not see that happening. But AJ won the title. And be that as it may, it looks like this feud with Ricochet is going to continue. And I figured, what better way to up the ante in this feud than by hanging the title from the ring, above the ring, and having these two duke it out in a ladder match? I mean, that would be pretty incredible right there. So, hope it happens. We'll most likely get a rematch, but I really want to see it be a ladder match. A match that we will definitely see take place, hasn't been officially announced yet here on SummerSlam, is Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens. Now, I up the ante in this match, since Shane, you always got to have a stipulation. I figured, why not make it, since Kevin Owens has been a rebel and rebelling for the past number of weeks, and Shane's been trying to shut him down and, cut him off at every opportunity when Owens has been saying, Shane, we're so sick of you being on TV every single week. And it's true. We are. It needs to end, and I think it needs to end at SummerSlam. If you want to take it one step further, make it an unsanctioned match. That way, these two can go full out, as far out as you're going to be able to go on a PG show here at SummerSlam. And then Kevin Owens can finally put this Shane McMahon never-ending heel turn, hogging up the spotlight on both shows, to rest. Make it unsanctioned. And, just have these two tear each other apart. Because I really enjoyed their Hell in a Cell match, from which was about 2 years ago. So now with the roles reversed here, let's see what they're able to do. I have Bray Wyatt taking on Finn Balor. And I think it's very likely that we see this match take place due to the fact that Bray Wyatt finally re-debuted. And if my guess is correct, since he took out Finn Balor, this will lead to a match at SummerSlam. It'll be Bray coming back as the leader of the Firefly Funhouse. And I think we'll see Finn Balor as the Demon at SummerSlam. I think this is where we will see Bray Wyatt hand the Demon his first loss. And I certainly wouldn't have a problem with that, because you need to reestablish Bray Wyatt as a threat. And I feel like the best way to do that is to have him win in dominant fashion in his re-debut at SummerSlam. We then have Bayley. And you know what? Originally I was going to say Bayley versus Charlotte, but you know what? I am perfectly fine with Bayley versus Ember Moon. So that is definitely one match that I am okay with seeing take place here at SummerSlam. Because Ember Moon is somebody who, I feel like has been overlooked for an opportunity. We really need to learn more about her character and who and what she is and what her motivations are for being on the main roster. They haven't really fleshed a lot of that out, but she can certainly go in the ring here. And Bayley picking her to be her opponent at SummerSlam, that was a nice touch on SmackDown. So I'm perfectly fine with Bayley versus Ember Moon. Fresh opponent. I think they'll have a good match. Actually, if given enough time, a pretty good match at SummerSlam. Kofi Kingston needs an opponent at SummerSlam. I know this is going to be a little bit of a polarizing, probably to some of you guys out there, choice, but I am going to pit Kofi Kingston on my card here against Roman Reigns, who has yet to have an opportunity to compete for, either the WWE, what would be WWE since he's on SmackDown, although you wouldn't know it because he shows up on Raw anyway every week. So be that as it may, to compete for either world title. So I feel like that's a big time matchup to do here on SmackDown, SummerSlam for the Smackdown brand. And since I matched Aleister Black up with Randy Orton, to me it left a void for who would face Kofi Kingston at SummerSlam. Because originally I thought, oh, they're going to have Brock. It's going to be Brock and Kofi. But Brock won the Universal title, so that made me have to switch up my plans for the Universal Championship scene. And we'll talk about that as well. Kofi Kingston, Roman Reigns, I think they could have a hell of a match. And a big-time matchup for SummerSlam. There you go, for the WWE title. And then we have the Universal Championship scene. I figured, I was looking back to the past. I thought, SummerSlam 2017. Overall, pretty bad show, but that Fatal 4-Way main event with Brock, Roman, Joe, and Strowman, awesome. It really was. So I figured, they're doing Brock and Rollins, which really doesn't really excite me for SummerSlam. I'm just like, okay, we've been there, we've done that. I don't really care. I figured, what would be a way to spice up the Universal Championship scene at SummerSlam? So I figured the best way to do that would be a Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman versus Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins in a Fatal 4-Way match. Increases the ante, ups the ante, the likelihood that maybe Lesnar will lose to one of these guys. Pray to God that he does, because I cannot deal with another boring Brock Lesnar Universal Championship run. And again, Seth didn't really do much for me as Universal Champion, so I don't know. But, you put Lesnar in there. Strowman picked up a win at Extreme Rules. I know McIntyre lost. He didn't take the pin in the match at Extreme Rules, but he's somebody that I would like to see build up to the Universal Championship level. And of course, Rollins lost the title at Extreme Rules. So I feel like these four guys could go in there and have a really compelling Fatal 4-Way match. So to me, that was the best route to go for the Universal Championship, rather than just doing Lesnar and Rollins. Didn't really want to do that on my card here. And then, for my main event, I know it's not going to happen, but I would have done Becky Lynch defending her Raw Women's Championship against a heel. It'd have to be a heel, Sasha Banks. To me, that would have been the match to do for Becky, because, let's face it, this feud that she has been saddled with Lacey Evans, ever since Becky won coming out of WrestleMania, she faced Lacey Evans. And she faced Charlotte at Money in the Bank. I was like, whatever. Then she faced Lacey Evans again. I'm like, why? Then they did the mixed tag at Extreme Rules. Thumbs down to that. So I'm just like, I feel like Becky's momentum ever since coming out of WrestleMania, and even the convoluted storyline heading into WrestleMania, I thought could have been done a whole hell of a lot better. Her momentum has kind of been sliding. I feel like you give her a strong opponent in a returning, vengeful, spiteful heel, that conniving, manipulative Sasha Banks that would stab anybody in the back in order to climb the ranks and become Raw Women's Champion once again. That could have been a compelling enough storyline, to me, if built up correctly, to main event SummerSlam 2019. So that is my card predictions for SummerSlam. Like I said, I know some of these matches are obviously not going to happen. I made this after the fact. So be that as it may, let me know, guys, what you think of my card predictions here for SummerSlam. I want to say thanks to my good friend Mike for making the graphics for this video. And I want to say thank you all for tuning in and watching this video here on youtube.com/DanielGeyser412. Be sure to check out my Facebook page, facebook.com/DanielGeyser1994. And be sure to visit me on Twitter at DanielGeyser412. Links can be found down below in the description box. Also, be sure to check out, got it right here, sporting some merch here. The Kane Action Team, baby. It is the preeminent stunt team in Akron, Ohio, as we continue to build towards our next project. It'll be Winter Soldier Retrieval. Stay tuned to the website, kaneactionteam.com, for the latest updates. And also going to be posting some great content on there in the near future. Got some biographies up there, some new bios for wonderful team members. Be sure to check out all of that great content. Like I said, we are a growing team, a growing family, and I wouldn't want to train with anybody else. I love my brothers and sisters on the team, so shout out to all of them. And yeah, guys, that does it for this video. I want to say thank you all for watching here on youtube.com/DanielGeyser412, and I will be back up here for my next video whenever that may be. So until then, guys, thanks for watching.